Hey there, we're surrounded by some amazing women all around us, and IEDC MEC is here with a chance to hear their stories. The third episode of Womennovators brings to you our own dear alumni, Fausya Amalh, who works at Spotify as a product manager. Let's watch and listen how her driven passion and undying curiosity took her from an aspiring student at MEC to the heights she has reached today.
Hey everyone, I am Fausya Amalh. I currently work as a product manager for Spotify. I am a 2017 graduate from Model Engineering College. I did my electrical and electronics engineering there. First of all, I would like to thank IEDC MEC for inviting me for this event, and I feel humbled and elated to be sharing a bit of my experiences, a few stories from my journey, and yeah, let's get started. So some days are good, some days are bad. It's the bad days that you need that motivation, right? So for me, it has always been thinking back that I have reached so far, like ഇവിടം വരെ എത്തി, and it's a കുറേ കഷ്ടപ്പെട്ടിട്ടാണ് ഇവിടം വരെ എത്തിയത്, that you've put in a lot of effort, and it's not just my effort, it's a collective effort. I mean, my families, my friends who supported me, the people whom I sought help from, people whom I drew inspiration from. So it's a village that took to get me to where I am. So, and I am at a happy place. So yeah, so to keep moving forward, like ഇവിടം വരെ എത്തി, ഇനിയും keep going ahead is what gets me out of bed. So yeah, being a better version of myself than yesterday, not just career wise, but as a person, with respect to any other aspect of my life. That's what I try and do. Yeah. So I was always a very curious kid. I am that annoying kid in class who would ask, "Adenda musse ingane, idenda angane." My dad also used to get really pissed, like, "Ivladina kore chodam choദിച്ചുകൊണ്ടിരിക്കുന്നെ." So yeah, I was a curious kid, and for me, I like the touch and feel of things. So if I like take a bulb and connect it to the wire to a switch and a battery, and I turn on the switch and the bulb starts glowing, hi, bulb katti എന്നുള്ളൊരു ആ ഒരു എക്സൈറ്റ്മെന്റ് കാണിക്കുന്ന കൂട്ടത്തിലാണ് ഞാൻ. So even if I'm not building something of my own, but if I like take a project from Instructables and follow step 1, step 2, step 3, step 4 like ditto, and not put anything innovative by myself, but still if that thing works, it just gives me immediate joy, and it makes me so happy and high. So which is why I think for everyone it's the same, like everyone it makes everyone happy when the thing that they try to build starts working. So yeah, it totally depends on what you want to build. For me, I like touch and feel of things, so it's hardware, and I like programming, as in I like building logic. So yeah, it's a combination of both that always helped, and I think I really feel that that's where my passion lies as well. So honestly, for me, second year of my college, I kind of realized that electrical is not my thing. I didn't really have a guided experience to choose what engineering to take. I just knew that I wanted to take engineering. I was good at studies back in my school, so I was I took all the syllabus of engineering. I looked at electrical, it looked very tough, so I'm like, I'll study this. That's how I made the choice. So second year I kind of realized that maybe this is not the right choice, because in my first year we have one computer programming paper, right? So it was very intimidating for me, because I took bio in my 12th, so I wasn't very confident. So I did put extra efforts to study that, and I liked it. So that's how I started exploring in computer science. And once I got there, like when I got introduced to tech communities, I was looking for opportunities which would take me to IT tech related stuff. And once I got into a tech community, so Mozilla Firefox Club and Tinker Hub was very active at that time. Tinker Hub is still very active now. So I got to hear a lot of keywords, like there is something called UI UX design, there is front end engineering, there is back end, there is data science. So it left me baffled, as in, okay, I got here, now what do I do? So I tried a lot of things. I tried UI UX design, I was pretty good at it. I tried front end, I tried mobile development. I worked as a machine learning engineer for a while. So, and then when I was working on these segments, I was only working on a segment of the entire product. So that didn't give me that satisfaction. Like, I wanted to be part of every process that goes into building that product. So that's how I learned about product management, and I knew about it towards the end of college, and that was my goal, that I start as a developer and then slowly transition into product management. And that's how it happened for me as well. And for me, what accelerated the process of being a product manager was these trying out different things kind of gave me basic knowledge in, say, front end, UI UX design, mobile development, even in hardware, because I was tinkering with a lot of electronics back then as well. So all those added up kind of hastened the process of becoming a product manager. So yeah, here I am. I think the advice there, not really an advice, but it's a suggestion there, is that initial part of your career, like say first 3-4 years, optimize on learning. Like how much can you learn, how much skill can you acquire. So for me, what helped was I wanted to work. I liked the environment that startups gave, because it's very fast paced. You can learn a lot of things in a very short period of time. So I before Spotify, I have consistently worked with startups. So what happens is there isn't a lot of resource to, like, most cases where there isn't a lot of resource to do everything in a startup. So you have to like step in, take multiple hats, and you tend to learn a lot of things then. So that's what helped me slowly build up steps where I became competent enough, where I am confident enough to work with a company as big as Spotify, and also feel confident that I'll be able to do a good job. So it's just a suggestion. Working with an MNC is also fine, but for me, I mean, I personally feel that there will be accelerated and exponential growth if you you have to like optimize on learning and acquiring skill in initial few years of your career, and then optimize for everything else, like money or work-life balance. I mean, you have to have a bit of balance, but optimize on that at a later stage. So I mean, you have so much energy when you're young, so utilize that energy in learning a lot of things, and then leverage that learning for the rest of your career. So that's how it worked out for me. Apart from the fact that it is Spotify, and Spotify is like a very close company, it's a very personal favorite kind of app for me. The highlight would be that Spotify really takes care of their employees. Like, they just takes care of us so well. I am like, yeah. So what happens is, once if the company takes care of you so much, there is nothing I need to worry about, like nothing else that I need to worry about in my life. Like, all aspects, like even moving to London itself was so well taken care of that for me, working with the team, it's a really amazing team. People are very pleasant. They I've worked with different companies, but it was always deep down for everyone it's like I do my work and then I do the rest of my life. So but here you see that passion where everyone collectively wants to achieve what Spotify wants to achieve, like to improve the experience of listening for its users, so and gain more users as well. So that passion is very much seen in people, and yeah, it just feels so exciting to be working here, and that's what is the highlight of working with Spotify. Yeah, and also the free premium. I don't have a particular genre, but of late I've been listening to this band called All India Radio. Agashwanela, but it's a band called All India Radio. Looking back, maybe what drew me to Spotify so much was this playlist called Your Favorite Coffee House. I happened to hear it in 2014-15, around that time, and that's how I learnt about Spotify, came to know about its story, and I got so attached to the playlist and to the story of Spotify that back then I was the sneaky user who would use VPN and then connect to Spotify, because Spotify was not available in India at the time. So yeah, that particular playlist, which is a very warm and cozy, like you should probably listen. It's called Your Favorite Coffee House. So that was that's still my favorite playlist. So yeah, maybe that. Like I said, optimize on learning. So I am a technical product manager, so I can only speak from my perspective and what worked well for me. So for me, the fact that I exposed myself to a lot of avenues in tech really helped. Like, so I had a bit of background, like basic knowledge in UI, UX journeys. There was a basic knowledge in building mobile apps. I did tinker with electronics a little bit. So all of those knowledge collectively helped me. It doesn't really you don't really have to tie down to a tech stack, and it's very hard to, like, there are like few lucky people who just try something and they're like, I found my thing. For me, it was more of a trial and error for me. Like, I tried this and maybe I should try that as well. So for me it was trial and error. So tech stack, full stack would be great because it has all the components. So what additionally you should develop is have that skill to analyze data and make decisions which are data driven. So write that SQL, get that information, and visualize it, and being able to take decisions based on the data is very crucial. The other set of things are that you should expose yourself to a lot of products, as in be some hardware, some software, some mobile app. If it catches your interest, try it out. Say if you are working with a company or if you're working on a product and there's a competitor, try them out, because something that works for them would be of a new knowledge to you, right? So that is one thing that I do. Like, I try different products. I try criticizing products as well, like questioning the user journey. This should have been better. Why did they decide to take this flow? So I try to think from that perspective and likes. Next thing is what I try to do is now that I'm a product manager and I have to like think ahead. For me, if I have to stay relevant as a product manager throughout, I need to know what. So I belong to a different generation, right? I belong to the millennials, and there are like generations below me. So I need to be relevant enough where I have to know what will work for the other generations as well, or like generations ahead of me and also below me. So which is why I try different apps which are targeted for generations below me and above me, so that I stay relevant. When I say when I have to like write a user journey, I am aware that this particular generation would prefer this particular flow, so that makes me very relevant. That keeps me very updated as well. So that's something that I do. So these are the key skills. And the other one is people management, because as a product manager you will have to like work with developers, work with stakeholders, internal, external. You have to work with a lot of people. So people management, like I usually say that product manager is a a diplomatic hustler. Like you have to be a diplomat for the entire team that build that particular product, and also hustle through the problems and get things done. So that would be my suggestions. Brutal truth is that almost all the fields are very male dominated, right? Thanks to patriarchy, conditioning, that keeping aside like few roles, most of them are male dominated. So I think the fundamental thing that needs to change is that women, girls, need to dream better, because I'll share a small dream of mine. So somewhere like when I was speaking to my friends, or when I don't know if I drew inspiration from some movie or anything, but I always saw myself in a different city, living on my own, being independent. There are like my plants. I have a pet. I'm like sipping on a coffee every morning. So that's something that always lived inside me, and I think I slowly kept that dream alive and I started working towards it. So if you look at that particular dream, I have to have a job to be living in a different city than my native. I have to have a job that pays me enough for me to be able to afford a house and pay my bills and all that, and be independent, financially free, and everything. And for getting that job that pays me enough, I need to have that skill. So it slowly adds up everything. So your dream can be like very it could be that I need to buy the next iPhone 13. So what I would give as an advice is that have dreams where you are the central character, as in there's nobody else, just you achieving things or getting things done or buying things, getting that shoes which cost a bomb. So but you should be the one who is achieving it. So take ownership of your life. Say if you want to like move and live in a different country, make sure that you are the one who is driving yourself. Take help, but you should be the one making efforts to make it happen. So women often tend to wait for someone to save them or wait for someone to take them to their goal. So that mindset should change a little. And imposter syndrome is something that is real. I still have it because one small incident that happened in Spotify was I was speaking to a lot of legacy Spotify founders and likes, and one of them asked me, "Do you feel lucky to be here?" And I said, "Yes, of course. I feel so lucky that I'm here." But then he said, "That's your imposter syndrome talking. You are not lucky to be here. You deserve to be here, which is why you are here. You did a lot of right things. That's why you are here. And we are not hiring lucky people. We are hiring people who deserve to be here." So that kind of it was an eye opener for me. Like, despite putting a lot of efforts and despite taking help, despite the support that my friends and family gave me, I still find myself lucky to be here. So you don't have to like compare yourself to uh, guys or any other people around you. Compare yourself to the version of yourself who was, yes, your previous version of yourself, and improve, like make incremental improvements to to your older version. So that should be the thing. So two things, like dream better, achieve them, and make efforts to achieve them, and don't compare yourself to anyone else. Just get better at what you're doing. Yeah, that would be my advice. I can't really point it down to one incident or anything, but for me, I think the location of MEC really worked well for me, because it's in Kochi, in the center, where it's very close to all the IT parks. It's very close to many startup ecosystems. So that really helps. Like Kochi, not just in tech, like any field that you think of, Kochi has a lot of avenues to explore. Like if you want to ditch everything else and be a film director or script writer or anything, you have opportunities there. So uh, for me, what worked as a while studying in MEC is the location and the exposure that it gave. That I was able to draw a lot of inspiration from different kinds of people that I met. You know. It's nice to know that someone who is working with you, whom you have seen on a daily basis got a scholarship from so and so place. So they're like, oh, such opportunities exist. So you tend to know a lot of things when you expose yourself. So it doesn't really have to be that you have to be in Kochi to do that. It could also be that you try to put yourself out there. It's very hard, because I am mostly a very shy person. So for me it was really hard, but there is a vision that I had, right? And I have to put efforts to get there. I mean, I am the only one who can get me there. So so that really helps, like putting yourself out there. And yeah, that's what helped me. And secondly, it's the realization. So I happened to get a scholarship in my third year, and I mean, it had a lot of money that came with it. So I realized that financial independence can cut queues at various places. Like, say, if it's restrictions from the family, judgments from your relatives. Those are things, I mean, although you don't really care about them, those do impact the decisions that you take in your life, right? So once you're financially independent, like nobody cares. Like, yeah, she's doing her thing. So and she's not taking support from anyone. So that the realization that financial independence can open a lot of doors for you uh, are like the turning points. One being the location, from I hail from Chalakudi, and moving to Kochi and getting myself exposed and knowing that financial independence can take you to places are the two things that are like the turning points in my life. I tend to do a lot of things. I am this jack of all trades, master of none kind of person. So I try to sing sometimes. I try, and I mean, I kind of dance every day. I mean, that's how I start my day. I just play some music and I start dancing. I try to learn ukulele. I try and draw most times. For me, drawing is very therapeutic. So I'm generally a very hyperactive kind of person. So I try and expend energy in different channels. So which is why and being the curious kid that I am, I end up trying a lot of things. So that's that. And I read. Most often you would see me reading a book or reading some article mostly about lifestyles, mental health, and self-improvement things, and like, so yeah, that's that. All right, so we have come to end of all the questions, and it's been amazing for me to be able to share all these thoughts. So yeah, I wish everyone who are looking to accelerate their career and want to be aspire to be a product manager very best. And I hope I was able to share some kind of new information that would help you get there. So yeah, thank you so much. Thank you so much again, IDC MEC, for the opportunity for the stage. And yeah, thank you. Bye.